So my kids made me to learn English, reading, writing, basic things. And if I talk about speaking part, so my kids are as well, because they have no environment, they had no environment, so I wanted to made that environment for them. So since they started schooling, I had seen so much difficult situation how they had been facing. So I decided, it's been one year I have been trying to learn. So I decided, if I learn how to read, how to write, all things, so I can learn I speaking as well. So there is two things, uh, like my kids as well as I want to improve myself, because not only while improving English, we improve so many things: how to talk, how to interact with anyone, how to sit, and uh, how to think. Even our perspective also change. Earlier I used to think different way, now I am thinking different way. So lots of things I can see in change, learning this language during. So two things I mostly recommend, like made me to speak and learn this language: first my kids, and second I want to improve myself as well.
Very good afternoon, ma'am. How are you doing today?
Yes, good afternoon, I am doing well. How about you? Thank you so much for asking.
Yes, I'm safe and sound and doing great in my life. Thanks for your kind concern. So, as this is our first interaction, I want you to introduce yourself a little bit.
Yes, sure. Like my name is Prarthana. I am from Madhya Pradesh. I am mother of two kids, and I have completed my graduation. And if I talk about my hobbies, so these days only I have one hobbies: learning English, morning to night. And yeah, I love to playing with kids as well, and spending time with my family. That's all about me.
Wow, that's really great. I'm glad to know about you. And at the same time, let me quickly introduce myself as well. Well, my name is
Okay.
Shiv, and I am from Uttarakhand. By profession, I'm a government employee. As far as my academic qualification concerned, I'm done with my master in English, master in commerce, and this year I'm pursuing my master in economics. This is my final year. In addition to this, I do teach English to beginners and intermediate speakers through different online applications. And I run my own YouTube channel where I upload spoken English content, at the same time, some one to one conversational videos as we are having right now. So
Mhm.
that's all from my side.
Wonderful, wonderful. You are doing so many things simultaneously. Thank you. Like I can say, congratulations, and I appreciate your work. Like in this age, you are working, and you are doing education, like studying and giving classes. So hats off you. You are doing plenty of things. We should learn, from you. Okay.
Thanks for your kind words. I'll take it as a gratitude from your side. It means me a lot. Thank you again.
Okay. So like you are doing so many things simultaneously. So why you think to connecting with YouTubers and like us people who is learning English? Because you are, I think, speaking good, and you need to speak with good speaker who speak better than you, right? So I have this question, so could you reply?
Well, what I believe, most of the English learners are not able to speak English just because they don't practice the way they have to practice.
Right.
Simply means we are really perfect and good at our first language. Why? Because we have been speaking our first language since our childhood. So
Right,
we
right.
don't even think a lot about grammar, pronunciation, vocabs, anything.
Right.
Everything comes automatically in out of our mouth so naturally. We don't over stress about it. But in
Right.
case of English, we have just started to learn this language. It's been
Right.
maybe 3 years, 2 years, 1 years, depend on the person from how long he or she has been practicing to
Right.
master this language. So
Right.
consistency matters a lot. If you're trying to learn a second or third language, so consistency matters a lot. Your
Right.
practice is something which you can't even avoid any single day. So, in
Right.
order to train your mouth muscles, in order to open your brain, in order to just fill the tank here with your lot of English content and stuff, you have to have practice every single day. Then
Right.
no matter whether you are connecting with a beginner or with any advanced speaker of English, at least you're
Right.
allowing yourself to emerge into this language, to train your mouth muscles, to train your vocal cord, and to feed your brain with English content. That's what you can do. So that's what
Right.
I feel to connect with everyone, that no matter what is his or her level,
Right.
I'm very much comfortable with this aspect.
Okay, actually, I heard so many, co-learners. They said if their level is, in the intermediates, they should speak with, advanced people. So that's why I asked this question to you. But yeah, you replied good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes matters when you talk to some authentic speakers, some pro-level speakers, those who are really proficient and eloquent in this language. Definitely, somewhere unconsciously or unwillingly, you are going to level up your spoken English as well. That's true. Why?
Right.
Because when you talk to someone who's really an impeccable speaker, so
Mm-hmm.
you are going to listen him and observe him. At the same time, you can acquire his sentence formation, the vocabs he used, the grammar he used, and the expression he used in order to manifest his idea in terms of spoken English. That you
Right.
cannot learn from intermediate speakers or beginner. But again, I told you that all the time it's not possible that you are going to connect with some advanced speaker of English. Sometimes you
Right.
have to match with speakers, no matter what is his or her level. That's totally fine. At least you are practicing in English. It's more than enough.
Important. Right. Right. Okay. Nice. So, do you have any question to me?
I just want to know from your side what made you to learn this language? What is a single powerful reason you have in your life to learn English?
Okay. Thank you so much for asking this good question. Actually, the first, if I talk about learning part, actually, my kids made me to learn English, reading, writing, basic things. And if I talk about speaking part, my kids are as well, because they have no environment, they had no environment, so I wanted to made that environment for them. So since they started schooling, I had seen so much, difficult situation how they had been facing. So I decided, it's been 1 year I have been trying to learn. So I decided, if I learn, how to read, how to write, all things, so I can learn I speaking as well. So there is two things, uh like my kids, as well as I want to improve myself, because not only, while improving English, we improve so many things: how to talk, how to interact with anyone, how to sit, and uh, how to think. Even, our perspective also change. Earlier I used to think different way, now I am thinking different way. So lots of things I can see, in change, learning this language during. So two things I mostly recommend, like, made me to speak. and learn this language. First my kids, and second I want to improve myself as well. Hmm.
Oh, that's really incredible and awesome. Good to hear that. At the same time, I just want to ask you that you are a homemaker. You have to
Right.
take care of your kids, then you have
Mhm.
some responsibility towards your husband, then your in-laws are there, and you have your own personal life. Then in addition to all this stuff, you started learning this language. So, how do you manage all these things? Being a housewife, how one can manage all this stuff all together and then finding a very suitable time to learn English?
Actually, uh, if I talk about managing time, so this question I asked you before, and you gave me very good reply. If we have, desire, no, we want to do, so it doesn't matter. We manage our time according to our situation. Sometimes in night, like right now, my kids they are playing. I am talking to you, so I cannot say particular which time I am doing practice. Every time I am doing practice, even I am making food and I try to listen something. And if some in the kitchen I see anything written in English, so I try to read, while doing kitchen work. So anywhere, whenever I go outside, in home, I see English word, so I try to know that word particular meaning, what is this meaning. So I try to learn every time. There is no fixed time. And I am fascinated about it. I want to be a good speaker. So I know that how much we immerse ourselves toward in this language, particular, not only language, like I want to learn so language, so that I am giving time to language. But if I uh, want to listen, sorry, learn any other thing, so I will give time for that particular. Earlier I used to learning stitching. So I was giving my all time stitching, how to stitch cloth, how to make cloth designer dresses, like that. And these days my full focus in English, so I can say I am mania about English. Every time I try to immerse myself English. Even I try to talk with my kids, my husband. He doesn't speak, but he can understand. Earlier didn't. Right now he can understand. I try to speak, whether I have to explain Hindi, but I try to speak once English, after that I say in Hindi. So yeah, there is no fixed time, and managing time, I immerse myself every time, so it manage. I don't know how, but yes.
Okay, so in nutshell, you wanted to say that that you immerse yourself into this language. You got fascinated towards this language, and anyhow, you are managing your time, no matter whether you are getting time or not. But because of your passion, that you are so passionate about English, you are finding
Right.
time for yourself in narrative practice every single day. And
Right.
that's really a very good initiative you have taken for yourself to master this language. I must appreciate it for it. And what do you think when you speak English? At
Mhm.
what part of English you are lacking with, where you need to focus on, and how you?
Recently, right now, uh, ac-
Yes.
actually, right now, maybe pronunciation. And because sometimes I pronounce, not particular right to that word. And the second thing, I don't know, I need learn some vocabulary. I think vocabulary is a long process, we will learn gradually. But mostly one thing I find it like pronunciation difficult. Yes.
Uh,
Because some
that's
word is
that's
there,
correct.
I feel I am not able to, pronounce good. But I know that it's a take time, and I will learn. I need to practice a lot. And recently I started learning this language, so we cannot pronounce, suppose if I learn Kannada something, so my pronunciation different, their pronunciation different. So your pronunciation, because our vocal code, it's fixed, like which language we speak regular basis. So it is not fixed like other language, so that's why it's change gradually. So I'm not focusing I'm not pressurizing much myself. I know that I will learn. If I learn how to speak, how to convey my message, so this is, not a big deal. Right.
Yes, true. When it comes to vocabulary, I would say yes. Someone has asked me the same question, like how many vocabs do we require to speak English fluent? And I said there is no fixed number. There's
Right.
no number. In Google, you can find different answers. Like for one who wants, who is a beginner, for 1,000, then intermediate for 3,000, then advanced speaker more than 5,000, for advanced more than 10,000. But for me, I feel that there's no fixed number. Though
Right.
you have only 500 vocabs in your brain, but if you know how to use those vocabs, that's more than enough. All right.
Right.
So
Right.
knowing vocabs is not that important, as important implementation and execution of those vocabs in our day-to-day spoken English. That's what I
Right.
feel.
Right.
Secondly, as you said, that pronunciation. See, I feel we do have diversity in our culture, tradition,
Right.
languages. So we do have boundaries. And our way of speaking changes boundary to boundary, state to state, and culture to culture. That's obvious. Because
Right.
that's why I have talked with many people who are from southern part of India. They have a very strong MTI issue, mother
Mhm.
tongue influence. Hence, their mother tongue influence is there in their spoken English. That's
Right.
that's fine. So if anyone wants to improve his or her pronunciation, first he has to find out those particular words which he often mispronounce, and he
Mhm.
use those words in his day-to-day conversation. Make a list
Mhm.
of those and then drop the word in Google pronunciation and check how the
Mhm.
word has to be pronounced, how Google
Mhm.
is pronounced. Practice at least 3 times instantly with Google, and remember
Mhm.
the same pronunciation for the rest of your spoken English journey, so that you will pronounce the word in the same way as Google has pronounced at that point of time.
Mhm.
Second thing is that you need to listen authentic speakers who have good pronunciation. It could be celebrity, star, actor, actress, motivational speaker, public speaker, politician, no matter. But yes, you need to focus the way they pronounce the words, how they are
Mhm.
pronounced, right?
Mhm.
Then you have to listen them and you have to imitate after him. You have to
Mhm.
listen, you have to imitate after him. For example, if someone's saying develop, develop, so you have to say develop, not develop. Develop,
Mhm.
it's not correct. Develop,
Mhm.
all right? We have to
Mhm.
practice in this way. So it comes under the category of shadowing
Like
technique. Often
shadowing,
use it.
imitate. Yes. Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now, third thing is that we need to train our vocal cord. So whenever we
Mhm.
are reading, don't
Mhm.
read like a robot, like a machine. Read aloud out of your mouth. So in this way,
Mhm.
you are going to use the vocal cord to produce certain sound, to enunciate those sounds. That's the way those sounds have to be produced. Right.
Mhm.
From there, you can check whether am I pronouncing this word correctly or not. If not, so what could be the correct pronunciation? Because somewhere our ears are being trained to listen correct pronunciation. If I would say confident, you can get to know very easily that it is not confident, it is confident,
Co-
right?
Right.
So
Right.
so you knew the correct pronunciation, and that's your ears got a sudden message like he's mispronouncing this word, right?
Right.
When you read aloud and hear your own voice, and on the basis of that sound, you can correct yourself instantly, and then you would not make the same mistake again in future in order to pronounce that word. The
Right.
last but not least, that is called word stress. There are plenty of words which you are not accumulated with and you are not aware with, and you don't
Mhm.
know how to pronounce that word. For example, um, you can say magnification, and you can
Mhm.
say mutation, then simultaneously. There are so many words, right? So
Mhm.
if you are not aware of that word, try to break it down that word into small syllable. For
Mhm.
example, qualification, qualification, qualification. And this way,
Mhm.
you can understand the correct pronunciation of that word. And you need to find our stress syllable, like at what syllable I need to give stress on.
Mhm.
K, the stress syllable, then you have to say qua, neutral, la, neutral, fi, neutral, and k. Here you have to give
Mhm.
a bit stress. K. And then shan, neutral. Qualification. Qualification. So this is another tracking. It's a bit advanced, but still, the one who really wants to improve his or her pronunciation can go for it as well. So these are
Mhm.
some basic exercise that one can go for to improve his or her pronunciation that I can suggest you as well. And moreover, if you have any other question, you can ask.
Yes, I have one question more. Like you mentioned that how to improve your pronunciation. That's wonderful. I started doing. I know that it's a take a quite time because we cannot change. Only 1 year, 2 year. It's a take quite long time. My pronunciation was very bad. Actually, I had gone through such kind of situation. It could, it was grammar problem, it was pronunciation, it was reading, every aspect had, I can say, I have been working. So it's a take time. I do not pressurize myself too much. I know that it's gradually we will learn. But the question is that, my question is that, like uh, if like you are a teacher, you are giving classes, right? So
Yes.
you have like I have been talking, it's been I can say half an hour, right? So where I
Hmm.
have done mistakes, could you tell me what need to be improvement, like in my English?
Well, frankly speaking, I'm not a trained, certified English trainer. I haven't done any course like that, and I don't think so. Like I'm on that position where I can give feedback to you. But still, as you have asked me, so I can tell you two things where you need to work upon. First one is your basic sentence formation.
Mm-hmm.
After this, you can listen or you can watch your video very carefully, and then you will find that you made a lot of mistakes in basic sentence formation. And if
Mm-hmm.
you want to overcome with it, you have to have the knowledge of tenses.
Mm-hmm.
First thing, or bit prepositions and then modals. Three things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.